All right. What up, people?
What up? What up?
What up, people?
What up? What up?
That's going to be on the playback.
I know, right?
That's going to be on the playback. Sorry, guys. Let me send out these links real quick. Share. Copy link. Okay. Really wish they allowed us to do this before we start recording, so I apologize.
I know, right?
Sorry, guys. Bear with us while we send out these links.
We need a social media person. Anybody want to be a social media person?
Yeah.
For the low price
Anybody watching want to
of $3? We give you $3.
we'll give you
per
a Deep
episode.
Dishin T-shirt. How about that?
Right. The experience. You get the experience.
Yeah, you can put it on your resume.
There you go.
Why not? All right. Just hit that retweet button. Okay. All right. What up, beautiful people?
All right. Woo. What a day. What a day.
Yeah, that was
But
interesting.
we here.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're
That's
here.
the theme of 2020. We're here.
We're here. That's it. Need a t-shirt.
Yeah.
There needs to be a t-shirt for real.
Yeah, we might have to make that. Speaking of t-shirts, before we get started, welcome everyone to episode 40 of Deep Dishin Sports. This is not a Bear Down Breakdown. This is an official episode
Yep.
of Deep Dishin Sports. We're going to talk all kinds of things today. We're going to talk some Cubs, White Sox. We're going to talk some NBA playoffs. Some
playoffs.
Some Chicago Bulls as they hired a new coach. We're going to talk some Bears, some NFL. We got some NFL picks coming up that we'll do. We have some segments as well. So for the first time, listeners of Deep Dishin Sports, you're going to get the full experience of one of our episodes, which is pretty dope.
Let's go.
But yeah, so before we get started, just want to throw some announcements out there. If you're watching via YouTube, down in the description, we have a link to multiple things. Our social medias, first off. If you're not following us, go do that.
Go do that now.
Matter of fact, we'll give you a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that.
Now.
Twitter, IG, Facebook.
Yes. Right now.
And then we have link. Also have a link to our merch, which Bruce is so eloquently rocking right now. That's our alternate logo tee. But yeah, we got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, iPhone cases, stickers, all kinds of stuff. So if you love us, go support us. We'd appreciate it greatly.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, welcome everyone to Deep Dishin Sports. This is episode 40. And yeah, we're getting up there.
Man.
And it's been a fun ride. It's been great learning this live streaming stuff. This is our first episode that we're live streaming, so that's dope. And yeah, so before we get into sports talk, what we like to do here is just real quickly ask each other how we're doing. So Bruce, how are you doing this evening?
Oh,
Yeah, I feel that.
it's been a day. It has been a day, man. But I'm here, bro. You know, a funny thing, man, and I shared this on my IG story, and I shared it on Facebook as well. I had an encounter that really wasn't an encounter with a deer and
Oh God.
two fawns, as I've learned that's what baby deers are called, fawns.
Wow, fawns.
Yeah, fawns. So I went out. I went out for a jog this morning. You know, part of my workout routine, and it's still dark. By the way, it's around 5:30.
Yeah,
It's still
Bruce
dark.
gets up, like, for y'all of you who don't know, his dedication is insane. So hats
Yeah,
off. I'm not gonna take my
yeah,
hat off because I'm balding, but
yeah.
hats off to Bruce because
Yeah.
your level of dedication
I'm pretty
is up
amazing.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I didn't say
I
all that.
consider
I
myself
didn't. Let's not go that
one
far.
of the rarest athletes
Let's.
that's out here that
Wow,
never made it. But
athlete, strong word.
yeah. But anyway, that's, you know what, that's neither here nor there. Let me continue with the story. So I'm out running, doing my thing. It's 5:30 in the morning, so it's still dark. So I'm not going to tell y'all where I live at, but I live in an area where there are a lot of weird animals. And I don't want to say that deers are weird, but you don't expect to see a deer and its two fawns just casually walking down the street at 5:30 in the morning. You just don't expect that.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking like, those aren't deers, those are like wild orangutan lions. So what happened to me is I tripped. I tripped. I fell. I lost my shoe. And you know how you on the ground and you just start panicking because you think like something dramatic's getting ready to happen. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm about to get attacked and I'm about to die because these deers and the baby deers are about to come and eat me alive. That's what's in my mind. Black guy always die first in the movie anyway,
That's true.
right? When it's a scary
That is
movie,
true.
you know, we always the first
Yeah.
to go. So that's what I'm thinking is getting ready to happen. So in my mind, I'm panicking, and then you know what? It just like click, like, Bruce, what are you doing? Just look across the street. And when I looked across the street, the mama deer and the two fawns, they was in the field eating grass, and my dumb ass was still on the ground panicking, thinking I was about to get attacked. So I just got up and looked around because you know you got to make sure you look
Right.
around,
Yeah.
you know, until
Your
nobody
head on a
see
swivel.
you. It's 5:30. Yeah, it's 5:30 in the morning. Ain't nobody outside except
Yeah.
for me
Nobody's
and these
alive.
deers, right? And so I just got up and continued to run. But that really kind of just set the tone for the rest of my day, because the rest of my day has been quite an adventure. So
Wait. What did you call them? Orangutan what?
orangutan lions.
Orangutan lions.
Yeah, that's an animal that's in the Neverlands, and you don't really hear about them because they're extinct.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Whatever you do, I don't know
Yeah,
what
do
might
not
pop
Google
up
orangutan lions.
if you Google orangutan
'Cause-
lions. So
yeah, don't do that.
yeah, yeah. But that's been my
Wow.
day, bro. So how are you
Well,
doing?
I
How
can't
are
follow
you
up
doing?
that story. So, um, I'm good though. I mean, it was my birthday yesterday, so
Happy birthday, by the
thank
way.
you.
Yeah.
That was fun. Got to spend some time with family and had a bonfire last night. Got to hold a snake for the first time.
Okay. I was just getting ready to ask, what was
So for
that?
those of y'all who follow me on my socials, you saw on my IG and Facebook story that I had a snake wrapped around my wrist. Shout out to my little
Yeah.
brother-in-law, Jeremy. It's his snake, and he lives with me. It's a I forget what it's called. It's a python, and it's a little baby python.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
not super afraid of snakes. That's spiders for me. Like I'm terrified of
Oh,
spiders. But
all right.
snakes I'm cool with. So I got to
Oh,
hold him, and
oh.
he yeah, we were just chilling. He was like wrapped around my wrist like one of my wristbands, and he was just chilling. It was cool. It was a really cool experience. Snakes do not feel like the way that they look. It's an interesting thing, but it was cool. It was a super cool experience. Judging by your face. So Bruce, if I were to bring this snake over to your house, what would you do?
Well, first of all, you're not getting in my house with a snake. Let's just cut it off right there. At the minute I peek through them blinds and see you with a snake coiled around your arms, nah, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and pass. When I looked at the story, when I looked at your IG story, I had to go back and I did one of these numbers. I said, hold on, let me see. I said, this mother, he really holding a snake. Okay, all right. Well, happy birthday to him. Yeah. So I had to put my readers on because I'm like, do we really got a snake? Oh man. Okay. But yeah.
Oh
So
man.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
You put me in a room with snakes or a snake. All this chocolate on this is gone. I'm white. I'm white.
It was
I will
some,
be
some
Caucasian.
serious white people shit that I was doing last night, pretty much. But
You know what? We don't look. I'm not. I don't think it's a black and white issue.
I
But
mean,
it's just one of those
owning a
things.
snake, it's a lot of people of color don't do those type of things. Which I'm not saying it's wrong
Yeah.
or it's right. I'm just saying it's
Right.
not
Right.
common. You know what I mean? But it was cool. It was a cool experience. One day, Bruce, you should maybe hold a snake. Just it's an experience. It's an experience.
I'll do this. I'll put a bet. I'm gonna give you a bet
Okay.
in the show when we talk about a particular Chicago team. All right. So we'll just
Leave it at that. Okay.
prelude that. Yeah. Yeah. That's the prelude to what
Oh,
I'll
okay.
drop.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well, that was,
Let's get the show started.
that was per usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way that we start every single episode, obviously, not only by asking how each other is doing, but we also have a segment that we like to call Pizza Bouquet, and that's
Pizza.
go ahead.
No.
I was waiting on
No,
you, bro.
yeah. You kind of lobbed it up
Because
there.
you live? Because we live now. You don't want to do it.
Well, no. It's just I still haven't perfected it yet. So you kind of lobbed it up there, and I
did.
kind of JaVale McGee'd it and just like fumbled it, and it went out of bounds. So yeah,
That's a good description.
all right.
But yeah, we like to call it Pizza Bouquet, and basically, it's how we normally do it is we pick a player that wore the number corresponding with that episode number. So today is episode 40. Bruce or I will pick a player that's very underrated, that not a lot of people either remember how good they were or remember them just in general. We pick that player. We kind of give a trivia as to who this person is. So if it was Bruce's turn, he would pick a player, give me some clues. I would have to guess who that player is. But today, we're going to do a little different because
Yeah.
it's episode 40. And then, of course, yesterday, the great Gale Sayers passed away. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Bears legend, Gale Sayers. And we decided just, to give Gale some love because, of course, he was a Bears great. He was one of the greatest running backs just in general of all time.
Yeah.
So we thought it was fitting that we gave him some love, even though he passed away yesterday. Yeah. So For those of y'all who don't know who Sayers is, first of all, shame on you. Second of
Yeah,
all,
definitely.
yeah, he was one of the best of all time as a rookie. He was a rookie in 1965. Okay. But he took the league by storm. He set an NFL record by scoring 22 touchdowns as a rookie, which, by the way, still stands as a record today.
Wow.
He had one of the best single game performances of all time versus the 49ers, which was in Wrigley Field, by the way. That's how old this is when the Bears used to play in
Yeah.
Wrigley.
Crazy, bro.
But he scored 6 touchdowns in that game, in one game, a
Yeah.
running back, 6 touchdowns. And then in his second year, he led the league in rushing with 1,231 yards. He set another league record with 2,440 all-purpose yards.
Wow.
But then after that, his body started failing him a little bit. A couple years after that, he tore his ACL and his MCL. And then a year after that, he injured the other knee and then his ankle. And yeah, it just started to go downhill from there. He retired in 1972. But just overall, I mean, the dude was awesome. He set 23
Yeah.
Bears records, just franchise Bears records. He set 7 NFL records. He was a 5-time first-team All-Pro, voted to 4 Pro Bowls. Like I said, his 22 touchdowns as a rookie remains the rookie record for touchdowns. He has the best career kickoff return average ever with 30.6. Yeah, he was amazing. And the most interesting stat that I found on him is of all the Hall of Famers in the league, every single Hall of Famer, his playing time was the shortest. He only played 68
Wow.
games. There's no Hall of
Wow.
Famer that's played that least amount of games and made the Hall of Fame. So that just tells you alone, like, how great this dude was.
Yeah. Yeah. Dick Buckus, Hall of Fame linebacker, one of the greats, Chicago Bears players. He said in a statement on Wednesday, he said, "I will miss a great friend who helped me become the player I became because after practicing and scrimmaging against Gale, I knew I can play against anybody." That's Dick Buckus, who was the Bears linebacker. So, and it was because of the way he practiced and scrimmaged against Gale Sayers, he, dedicated, his great career to Gale. So, man, Gale Sayers, when you talk about Chicago Bears running back, I mean, him and Walter Payton, right? I
Right.
mean, those are the two that you always mention. When you talk about some of the greatest NFL running backs of all time, Gale Sayers' name is mentioned. So, he battled dementia. He was 77 years old. It's just one of those things, man, where you could just add it to the list of just crazy things that's happening in 2020, right? Just keep piling it on.
Yeah.
So, it definitely will be missed. He's from Kansas. I got family in Kansas, so I reached out to them, and they were heartbroken over the news, and it's just one of those deaths that once again just hit a little different because of who Gale Sayers was and what he meant to the Chicago Bears organization and what he meant to us as fans. I mean, we hung our hat on the fact that Gale Sayers was one of ours, just like Walter Payton, just
Right.
like Ditka and Urlacher and Buckets. Those players, they play for the Chicago Bears, so definitely will be missed. And man, the numbers that you threw out, incredible, man. The fact that he amassed all those yards and those accomplishments in little, he didn't play that many games.
Right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And he did everything. Kick returner, receiver, like he was, man, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable player.
Yeah. I mean,
And even a better person.
yeah. I saw some tweets that professional athletes, former professional athletes, were talking about in terms of just meeting him one time, and that
Yeah.
impression that he left off on them was lasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing that I will say about Gale Sayers, and we'll kind of leave it off with this, is there aren't many players that played especially that long ago in the 60s that you can take and plug in today's NFL and they wouldn't miss a beat. Gale
Oh
Sayers
man,
is one
that's a
of those
great
players.
point. That's a great point.
That's how
That's a man. Yes.
that's how great that dude was. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
18 inches of daylight. That's all he needed.
That's all. That's what he said. Right. That's exactly what he said. That's That's confidence, bro. I love that. I love that from him.
Yep. Great. Rest in peace. Okay. Let's move on to some baseball. Shout out Eli Rodriguez because I know he's watching. I can see him in the chat. Yo, what up, Alamo? He's watching via YouTube.
Hey guys.
Let's talk some baseball. Okay, so the White Sox and the Cubs have both clinched a playoff spot. How about that, guys?
Woo, woo,
We're gonna have Chicago baseball on both sides of towns. Chicago
meow, 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 meow.
Yeah. But yeah, just to give a quick synopsis, Bruce, before I ask you your thoughts about these teams heading into the postseason. So the White Sox are on a little bit of a 4-game skid. They have slid back into second place in the division, only by a half game. But with 4 games left, 3 of them versus the Cubs. And their division is really the only close one in baseball because all of the other first place teams have, a sizable lead with 4 games to go. That AL Central division is tight.
Very tight, yeah.
But that's the White Sox. The Cubs, they've lost 4 of the last 5, 2 of them to a really bad Pittsburgh team. And they've just struggled to score runs. Like, that's like the broken record, right? As a Cubs fan. And then to make matters even worse, Ian Happ tweaked his ankle in their last game, who's been the Cubs' most consistent hitter. So that's like, icing on top of the cake of a bad cake, of a poo-poo cake, a doo-doo cake.
Yeah.
That's doo-doo icing on a doo-doo cake.
Let me cut you a slice.
For the lack of a better phrase on that one. But yeah, so heading into the last couple of games of the season right before the playoffs, both teams are not looking as great as they can be. So, Bruce, what are your thoughts on these two squads?
You know what? Let me start off by first saying I'm excited for Chicago baseball. And you know me, I'm that guy, right? I root for both teams and I stand on that hill. And I love what both teams have accomplished this year. Despite everything that has went on with, shortened seasons and things of that nature. The playoffs, though, man, it concerns me. It concerns me more for the Cubs because I don't know if you I want to go back to just a couple of their, before they got on this particular run within the last 5 years of winning the World Series. They had some teams where they had, great regular season teams. And then when they got to the playoffs, they forgot how to hit. They didn't hit at all. And unfortunately, this is kind of reminding me of those type of teams where you have such a great lineup. Yeah. It's such a great lineup on paper. And it's just it just has not translated into any to a successful offense. You take today's game, particularly today's game. I mean, this is a Pittsburgh Pirates team that if you wanted to get, kind of get started for the playoffs with your bats, this was the team to do it. Pittsburgh sucks. Yeah. They are terrible. Their pitching staff is probably one of the worst in baseball. And you managed how many runs in the series? I think it was 3. Yeah. 3 runs? 3 runs total. Right. And then you go in today's game and you're facing the pitcher in Cole for the Pirates, who he sucks this year. He's been terrible. He had a over 5 ERA coming into today's ball game, and you didn't get a hit off of him until the 6th inning. And then of all things, which I think is starting to kind of show, it's just showing frustration. Javier Baez, he got hit in the seventh inning, and then he took exception. Like, bro, he wasn't trying to hit you. Like, y'all couldn't touch him, so he wasn't purposely trying to hit you. But that's just starting to show frustration. So, for the Cubs in particular, their offense is very concerning heading into the postseason. I mean, who do you trust? Who do you trust in that Cubs
The
lineup?
one guy that's been the most consistent is now dinged up. So it's
Yeah, yeah. You're starting to see Jason Hayward kind of come back to earth a little bit. I think me and you combined got more hits than Chris Bryant over the last few games. Once again, Anthony Rizzo's going up and down the lineup. He's leading. He had to lead off today. Now, granted, it was because Ian Happ was injured, but he hopefully the home run yesterday kind of get him going in a double today. Javier Baez is a huge concern. He's a huge concern for me, man. He's a huge concern. He was 1 for 14 in this series. And overall, he's batting, I believe it's 196, under 200.
yikes.
That's concerning. That's concerning for your your most electric play on your team. Now to the White Sox. Once again, congratulations to the White Sox postseason. And from their hitting, for me, they just ran into a great pitching staff. Like, Cleveland has the best pitching staff in baseball. So me personally, I just think they ran into a great dominant pitching staff in Cleveland, because the Sox have proven what they could do this year with that lineup. I will caution this about the White Sox. The majority, and I'm not, look, you play who's on your schedule,
right,
but the majority of their wins have come against Kansas City, Detroit, some of the lower some of the poo-poo teams in baseball. Yeah. Against the Clevelands and the Minnesota, they've struggled. They're under 500, I think, for the season. So once again, postseason, it's a different beast. How they respond to that, we'll see.
Interesting. Eli Rodriguez in the YouTube chat, he said the Cubs won't make it out the first round.
Okay, so that was my bet. I was gonna say I don't believe the Cubs will make it out of the first round either. I can't believe I'm agreeing with.
I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not, but
well, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm gonna just put it out there that I don't think they're gonna make it out the first round. And so here's my bet: if they don't, okay, so if they make it out the first round, I will, on one of our shows, our live shows, I'll hold the snake.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Air shake on it?
Air shake.
Okay. Air shake. All right.
Air shake.
So
and our listeners, and if they make it out the first round, we'll set it up where, we'll hopefully your brother-in-law can let us use a snake, and I'll hold it for 30 seconds.
And if it's not on the show, then you can come over and
record
I'll film it and just for for proof.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna cry.
That's okay.
I'll cry.
It's okay.
Yeah, but it'll make good.
Yeah,
good
I mean,
so.
It'll make good content. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Your pain and suffering does not matter.
Yeah, right. Forget your feelings. We need the content.
We need the views.
So yeah.
Okay. We can do
all
that.
Right.
We can
Deal?
do that.
Cool.
All right. I like that.
That's how confident I am about this Cubs team.
Crazy.
That I don't see it. I just don't see it, man.
Yeah, they're 27th in batting right now, averaging 222 as a team, and that's not good at all.
Yeah.
So
no,
I mean this Cubs White Sox series though is going to be very interesting in terms of how the White Sox will seed after that, because obviously they clinched the playoff berth, so that they're in the postseason.
Right.
But I guess it's all depends on whether or not they win their division or end up in second place in terms of seeding. So
Yeah. Now the I don't have it in front of me, but I think the Cubs are what's the magic number for them to win a
I think it's
division?
4.
Is it 4 games? Because I believe St. Louis and Milwaukee, I think they play like maybe 4 games this weekend or 5 games, a doubleheader. So a lot has to happen in that particular series in order for them to in order for the Cubs to win the division, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting. Well, my camera died, so that's why you guys can't see me. But
I was like, what
let's move
happened?
on to the NBA playoffs. And Bruce, give me your thoughts on the series so far while I fix my camera.
All right. So let's just go ahead and just talk about the GOATs, or one of the
Okay, calm down. I can
one
still
of the
hear you.
great.
So
Oh,
calm that
I
down.
thought you
I mean,
was
my
gone.
camera's
I was
gone,
just
but
about to
my
take
my
over.
my headphones and mic are still here. So
Okay. I thought I had to take over the whole show. I'm sorry. But since you're still here, one of the GOATs, LeBron James, LeBron James, has just been phenomenal in this playoffs. And I had to kick it off with him because he's doing this in year 17. Like, come on, man. Year 17, and LeBron is just playing at a fantastic clip right now. Him and Anthony Davis, probably the best 1-2 in the league. I will say this though, I'm just really enjoying the emergence of Jamal Murray and the Joker, Nikola Jokic. Just watching them two, I just hope they play together for like the next 10 years, because I think if you add another piece to that Denver team, or if Michael Porter Jr. somehow becomes a superstar, if he could stay healthy, I mean, his what he brings to that team, he could be that third piece. I would just love to see them, in the next 3 to 5 years. Of course, when LeBron is retired and he has his 7 championship rings, I would love to see them kind of take over. Oh, you back? Okay,
yeah, I'm back.
all right. Did you hear
I heard
anything
everything
that
that
I
you
was saying
said.
about LeBron? Okay, all right. Well, I was talking about Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, and I was talking about their development. And I said I kind of threw it in there that once LeBron retires, after he gets his 7 rings, then they could kind of start to take over the league.
Oh,
But
LeBron
anyway,
7 rings.
7, yeah. So what he got? Like, he got 3. He'll get his fourth,
Wow,
and then he'll win 3 more after that.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's a hot
but
take I've ever heard.
yeah, very hot, very hot. But but I was saying, like, Jamal Murray, man, he's just been
Yeah.
fun to watch. He's been fun to watch this entire playoffs. And you know what? Let's pump the brakes, because I heard Rob Lowe. I think he's a
Oh,
Yahoo.
Rob Lowe.
I think he's either Yahoo or ESPN. He compared Jokic to Dirk. He said he's the next Dirk, and I'm like, yeah, like
What?
what? Stop it. Yeah, just because he has Dirk's that little
Yeah, that 1 foot
1 foot.
fadeaway. Yeah,
Yeah, like, come on, man.
yeah. They're not even the same.
We become, yeah. But yeah, man, just the emergence of this Denver's team has been great. I don't think they'll win the series. I think they probably got another win in them, but I do definitely got the Lakers moving on. But Denver is a team moving forward, man. If Michael Porter Jr., if he just stays
Yeah.
healthy, and the more experience he gets, and you put him in that starting lineup with Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr., that, man, moving forward, that's going to be a
Yeah.
scary team. Very
Which, by the
scary.
way, for those Bulls fans, this Denver team was built by our vice president of basketball operations,
Yes.
AK,
Yes.
Arturis, you know,
Kononenovic.
yeah, something like that. I don't want to disrespect
Something
him
like
like
that.
that, but
Yeah. Right. Right.
that
I'm
was
sorry.
disrespectful.
Whoa. I'm so sorry. Yeah. That was just way out of pocket. I
Um,
apologize, Mr. AK.
no, but the one thing I do want to say about the Lakers, I agree with everything you said, but man, Anthony Davis is disgusting, and everyone wondered what he would do in the playoffs.
Man,
This dude's averaging 28.5 points throughout the whole playoffs, 10 rebounds, 2.3 combined blocks and steals. I mean, the dude is amazing.
he looks he looks so great in a Bulls
He will.
uniform.
He really would. But I
Yeah.
mean, LeBron has been a like a perfect Pippin to Anthony Davis. So
All right.
that,
Nope. I see where you're going. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. We're not going to do that because I'll throw everything. I'll throw this computer, this microphone. I mean, I'll be the one to suffer from it, but you will feel my
I mean,
wrath. Don't do that.
I
Don't do
mean,
that. Stop it. Stop it.
I mean.
Stop. We're not
Okay.
going to do that. I don't care if he is watching and chatting with us. We're not doing that.
Okay, we won't go there. For
Yeah.
for my co-host's mentals, for your mental, health, we won't go there because I care about you. So there you go.
I was about to hit you with one of these. What we ain't finna do.
Real quick, let's talk about this Boston Miami series because
Yeah.
Miami's up 3-1. Tyler Hero went off in Game 4 for 37 points off the bench.
My
And then not to
God.
mention, three of Miami's starting five went for at least 20 points. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Miami is it's one of those weird teams where they're definitely a championship caliber team, but they're not one of
Yeah.
those teams that hangs their hat on something. Does that make sense?
Right. No,
Like they're
yeah.
not a
Yeah.
crazy good
Yeah.
defensive team. They're not a crazy good
Right.
three-point shooting team. They don't have a. Would you consider Jimmy a superstar? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a
Yeah.
superstar.
Not in that because you got the upper
Right.
echelon
That's
superstars.
that's what I
but
mean. Do you consider him
okay,
the upper echelon super? Okay.
no,
So they don't
no,
have
no,
one of
no,
those
not
guys.
at all. Not at all.
They don't have like a Jordan or like a LeBron or like those
No.
that kind of player. So
Right.
they're very weird, very interesting. But they've been outside of LA. They've been the most dominant team in the playoffs. Like they're making these teams.
Yeah.
They're going
Yeah.
against look like slouches.
Yeah.
I mean this Boston series has been a good one, but yeah, I mean Jimmy Butler's been Jimmy's been great, man. I can't. I've hated on Jimmy for.
Yeah, I was about to say, you
I've
okay?
hated on Jimmy for a long time. I will admit
Yeah.
that. But for those of y'all who think that Jimmy would be doing this on the Bulls, you're insane. Okay,
Just stop. Right.
you need to
Right.
understand
Exactly.
organizational differences, which is what I tweeted out.
Right.
But like
Right.
the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls are not. They're not the same.
No. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad Jimmy went elsewhere. I'm glad he found a spot that, fits him perfectly. Obviously, their head coach, Eric Spoelstra, has been amazing. Their front office, led by what's his name, Pat Riley. I mean, that
Yeah.
just
Pretty good.
everything around Jimmy right now is working out for him. So.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm happy for him, but I do want to say that because he was asked about mentoring Tyler Hero, who's a young kid, not even 21 yet, and he's been playing lights out. But he was asked about mentoring him, and he gave a shout out to his old Bulls teammates, to Derrick Rose,
Yeah.
Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, for kind of teaching him that work ethic in order to win. So that was cool to see.
Right. Definitely. We thought this Miami and Boston series, we thought this was gonna go 7. And well, I don't know. I think Miami closes this out and they go back to the finals. Who would have thought, right? But you mentioned like just certain players on that team, man. You mentioned Jimmy, you mentioned Tyler Hero, who had a tremendous game. He said something that made me just feel disgustingly old. He said he patterns his game off after Devin Booker. Devin Booker's like what, 16? Tyler Hero's 12? Like what? You patting?
Yeah.
I was like,
We're
what?
at that point now, bro.
I'm thinking I'm thinking he getting ready to say
Kobe or
like Bron or Kobe. Right. This dude said Devin Booker. I said, oh, okay. Well, where's my cane? Uh, where's my depends at? I think it's time. But yeah, man. And then they just Gordon Dragic, who's been
yeah,
phenomenal in this play. Gordon, the Gordon Dragic has had a great NBA career, but the one thing that I remember from Jordan Dragic is getting dunked on by Derrick Rose. Like that
yeah,
that's my highlight of Gordon. But
right.
he's been phenomenal. Bam, he's been tremendous for them. Duncan Robinson, who was a journey, who just didn't even know he was playing in. He's been great. Crowder has
Yeah,
been like you said. It's just a weird team that doesn't do anything phenomenal, but they just do enough things that has gotten them
and it
to this
seems like
point.
they have like any dude can step up on any night. Like one day it could be Goran Dragic's night,
Exactly.
one day it's Tyler's,
Yep.
one day it's Jimmy's, one day it's Bam's.
Yep.
Like it's insane how much
Yep.
of a complete team they are.
Let me ask you this, and just hear me
Uh
out
oh,
on this, okay? And just
uh oh,
does Jimmy Butler's leadership, and I shout out to my homie Quentin, my brother. I love you, man. And I text him this, and he hit me with the interesting. Jimmy Butler's leadership, does it remind you a little bit of Kobe
yeah,
Bryant's? Okay.
it
Oh,
does.
yes.
It does because you can tell that he'll chew your ass out. He's not afraid of doing that. Yeah, like I could definitely see that.
But at the end of the day, he
Right.
go to war
Yep.
with you,
Yeah.
and
And
he'll have your back. He'll have your
and
back.
he
He'll
leads by
man.
example.
That,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, I could definitely see that. And that's part of the
Okay.
reason why Miami's so good because
True.
Jimmy's leadership has
Yeah.
been insane.
Unbelievable,
It's been
man.
insane.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimmy because if you know Jimmy's story, he came from nothing. Like this dude,
Nothing.
and I remember back when he betted on himself with the Bulls in terms of his contract, and
Yeah.
that's when I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this kid, we'll see what you got, and
Yeah.
he
Yep.
proved it. I mean, like I can't say nothing bad about Jimmy, like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
As much,
And shout out to the players around Jimmy Butler, his
right?
teammates, because that type of leadership, like because everybody want to be homies and buddy and don't nobody want to yell at each other, unlike the old NBA that we grew up
Right.
watching, like they accept that, like they know that Jimmy he comes from a
Yeah.
good place. It's just
Right.
different. It's just different. A lot of the teams that Jimmy was on, particularly Minnesota, like they had some quote quote stars on their team that couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't
The
handle Jimmy's
softies.
the way he led.
Softies.
Yeah. So, shout out to
That's a great point.
shout out to the
Yeah.
teammates, man.
Yeah.
So
That's a
I love
great
it.
point.
I love it.
Yeah. If LeBron sees Miami in the finals, which is that's way it's looking,
Yeah.
that fourth ring about to be real hard to get.
No, it's not. It's not. That's not he's a good team,
Uh,
but
hey,
yeah, it's
your
it's
bias
not.
has got to go out the window. 'Cause, yeah. Anyway, um,
Yeah, let's move on.
hey guys, the Bulls have a new head coach. Just so y'all know.
Meow 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 meow.
We have moved on from Jimbo. For those of y'all who don't know, that's what we called him on this show was Jimbo. Jimbozo at one time, at one point.
Oh man.
But yeah, Jimbo's gone. And in comes Billy Donovan.
Oh,
Oh,
Billy.
Billy. I saw a headline that says Billy the Bull, which I like that. I like the
Okay,
ring to
no.
that because it's kind of like Benny the Bull. It's kind of like a play off that, I don't know. Anyway, he's the 24th head coach of the Chicago Bulls. He signed a 4-year deal worth 24 mil, so that gives him 6 mil per year. I think it's very well deserved.
No doubt. Yeah.
If you don't know who he is, he spent 5 years in OKC as a Thunder's head coach. He has a winning percentage of about 61. It's 608. And
Hmm.
yeah, his time in OKC was very interesting. He came into a situation where KD was there. It was both KD and Russ. It was his last
Yeah.
year um, in OKC. They took the Warriors 7 games in the Western Conference Finals. Then KD left. Then he had to deal with Russ and his triple double alert.
Don't poo
I mean,
poo. You know we go back and forth on that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
but
Come on, man.
it didn't translate in wins is what I'm saying. And yeah, I feel like his best year as a coach was last year or this year,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it's still going.
Right.
But OKC
Right.
is now out of the playoffs, but they were a very overachieving OKC team led by obviously
Definitely.
CP3. Um, but they had a 7 game series with Houston with 2 former MVPs on the squad, so that was very interesting. Um, but yeah, I really like this hire. Obviously, I think he's going to be a great fit for a very young team. What are
Yep.
your thoughts on
Yep.
Billy?
Oh, Billy. He has been the spark for many organizations that have struggled. He's been that spark. Now I know it was a little different in OKC, but many expect OKC to be a lottery team,
Right.
and like you said, his best coaching job was this year. But I kind of want to go back to his days as a basketball coach for Florida, for the Florida
Yeah.
Gators. For those that don't know, when he came to that Florida program, I believe it was like around '96. They were known, they were a football team. Like the Florida Gators was
Hmm.
known more for football than basketball. And then Billy Donovan got there, had a great recruiting class. And then you kind of fast forward, and I believe it was what, around 2005,
Sounds about right. Yeah.
with that, the Joakim Al Horford,
Man,
Corey
that team
Brewer
was
team
stacked.
that went to the finals and won the first, that won a championship. And then the next year, those guys decided to come back, and under Billy Donovan, went back to back. Do you know how rare it is to be back to back champions in college? You know, that's the only team that has done that within the last 20 years outside of Florida.
Duke.
Of course, you know where I was going with that. Come on now. You know where I was going with that. But look, the Chicago Bulls winning percentage over the last 3 seasons is 31%. 31% over the last 3 seasons. And so getting a coach like Billy Donovan, that's why we're excited. If you looked at our list of coaches that we've had since Phil Jackson, that's how far I'm going back. I'm going back to Phil. Since Phil Jackson, the list of coaches that we have that have had either no experience at all, or they've been like assistant coaches here and there. Like, we've had no coach that actually had a coaching resume. And so, and
Well,
and the only successful,
I was gonna
who
say
was it?
Tibbs because
Well, he was an
he was an
assistant
assistant
coach.
coach, but they credited him with how good that Boston's defense was. So I think he
Well,
and they won a championship.
okay, head
Oh, okay,
coaching,
okay,
head coaching
I get you.
experience. Okay, let me say that, head coaching experience. We haven't had a
Right.
coach like that in
Yeah.
I don't know how long. So, like I said, getting Billy Donovan, man, that's a bonus. That was a bonus. We were excited as
Yeah,
Bulls fans.
definitely. And yeah, so he's definitely more of a player's coach. Really, just I mean, like you highlighted it, how Florida, those kids could have came out to the NBA after winning a national
Hmm.
championship, which is what normally college kids do. But they went back
Right.
another year to win it again, and that speaks
Yep.
on Billy's leadership, his ability to get young players to buy into his basketball philosophy. Um, and I think that's what he's going to do here in Chicago. I mean, and then you also
Yeah.
look if you look at his NBA head coaching experience, all the teams that he had in OKC had at least one strong personality, one strong
Right.
willed player. in either KD, Russell Westbrook, or CP3. So now he comes to the Bulls where it's a young squad. We don't have any like clear leader on this squad. Some say Zach LaVine,
Right.
but that's still
Right.
up in the air, I think.
Yeah.
But my point is, we're really going to see how good he is at getting young players to buy into his basketball philosophy and his system. And I feel like that was his bread and butter before he came into the league. That's why he was hired to be a NBA head coach in the first place. So now I feel like he's really going to be in his element of getting young kids to buy in. So yeah, I mean, he's got a lot to work with. You know, I feel like we definitely have talent, despite what a lot of people say. Kobe White, he got wasn't he on second all rookie team? And he barely got any playing time.
Yeah, all rookie second team
under Jimbo.
Yeah.
So seeing his growth is going to be great. Lauri Markkanen still hasn't even touched his ceiling yet. Wendell Carter. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of young pieces on this squad that I feel like Billy Donovan's really going to, have a hand on in terms of player development. So it's exciting.
No doubt. No doubt.
It is definitely exciting.
Yep.
Oh, you got...
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I do want to say this because I thought once again you threw me the oop and I fumbled it. I JaVale McGee'd it. But I do want to say this. Zach LaVine. You mentioned Zach LaVine. You mentioned leadership. I'm not sure he's there yet. I don't think the Bulls have a clear leader on their team. But let me just throw some names out there. Flip Saunders, Sam Mitchell, Tom Thibodeau, Fred Hoiberg, Jim Boylan. Zach LaVine has played for 5 coaches, those 5 coaches that I've named in his first 6 seasons in the NBA. So when I talk about leadership, I'm not saying that Zach LaVine can't be a leader. I'm not saying that. But get that man some stability. Get him a coach that can invest in him as much as he wants. The work that Zach LaVine has put in to become a 25 point per game scorer, he puts the work in. Billy Donovan, I hope, can invest some knowledge and wisdom into Zach LaVine. So,
by the way, guys, Zach LaVine is only 25 years old. Like I feel 25. Like he's been in the league forever. But he's only 20. He's not even touching his prime yet. So, yeah, he's a walking 25. Yep. I mean, what Billy Donovan can get out of him, I'm excited to see, definitely. So, yeah, I think it's about time to be excited as a Bulls fans again, guys, for the first time in 8 years? It seems like.
Yeah, since the Derrick Rose, era.
Yeah, I'm excited, definitely. All right. Speaking of excitement, are you excited for this Bears-Falcons game?
Meow, 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 meow. I am.
We're about to preview this Bears-Falcons game coming up. It's week 3, obviously. Bears are 2-0 for the first time since 2013. But we went 8-8 in that season, so don't get too excited.
Okay. I was about to say, we make the Super Bowl. No, nope. Bruce.
We went 8-8. But that was the year that Jay Cutler got injured. Remember, we went 7-3 and then got injured in that Chargers game. He broke his thumb or something like that after throwing an interception.
Yeah. And
so
we didn't have a backup.
That was I think that was Caleb Payne.
Story of our lives.
But yeah, we'll see if the story is different this year. But anyway, this week we got a Falcons team that we're going down to Atlanta to visit. Let's preview this game. So let's start it off with our offense. So in terms of the Falcons' defense, they're terrible.
Yeah. to say the least.
Yes. The last 2 QBs that have faced the Falcons have won NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So,
wow.
If there is any game, and I can't even count how many times we've said this, but if there is any game that Trubisky can get going, guys, it's this one. I mean, we sound like a broken record saying that, and then it never happened.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if there's And then not to mention Dante Fowler and Tack McKinley. They're both the Falcons' starting defensive ends. They're both injured, and they might not play. So
Wow.
we should put up points in this game, guys. Should. The key word is should. Because it just always seems that after a good game, Trubisky he poo-poos himself. And I feel like a lot of people were very harsh on me last Bear Down Breakdown because I was apparently way too high on Trubisky. I was trying to give him his props for what I thought was a decent game, even though the stats didn't say that. If you watched the game, all 4 quarters, every single play, you would see that he did some good things in that game.
Right.
But apparently I was too positive. Oh,
I
was. Okay.
You were way too positive, especially with Mitchell Trubisky. You can't say anything good about him. The nerve of
How
you.
dare I? The
How
audacity
dare you?
of myself. But no, yeah. If there's any game that the Bears offense that could get going, it's this one. Now the Bears defense.
Yeah.
That's a different story. So the Falcons, the last 2 games, they're 0-2, guys, but they might be the best 0-2 team in the league because they put up 20
from an offensive.
They put up 25
standpoint,
points in the first game and lost 39 points in the second game and lost. Which, by the way, I'm gonna re-say the stat that I said last week because this stat is insane. There have been 440 times in the league since 1933 that a team has scored 39 points and committed 0 turnovers. 440 times they won. This was the only time in league history since 1933 that they lost.
Leave it to the Falcons.
But yeah, I mean their offense is amazing. Calvin Ridley is a monster. Week 1 against the Seahawks.
We got the wrong.
Yeah, 9 catches.
We got the wrong Ridley.
Against the Seahawks, he had 9 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Versus the Cowboys last week, he had 7 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. The only thing that we have going for us is Julio Jones is banged up. But I would expect him to play. The only thing that worries me, though, and that their passing game has been elite, obviously, but their running game. Now, their running game hasn't been crazy good. Todd Gurley hasn't been able to get off yet this year, but the Bears, we're missing our starting nose tackle, our second string nose tackle. Sorry, because Eddie Goldman decided not to play this year. But yeah, John Jenkins, they put him on IR. He's out for the next couple weeks. So we don't have a nose tackle. We had to sign one off of the Steelers practice squad. Which, by the way, did you see this?
My God, what do they 6'7"
these dudes? He's 6'7",
352.
He's a grizzly bear. He
looked like he ate about 6 babies, just 6 whole babies. He just put some hot sauce on them and just went to town. That's how big he is. My God,
yeah, he's huge.
Good Lord.
But granted, he was on a practice squad, so that
right. So let's not get carried away.
Just because you're big doesn't mean you can play in the league.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I feel like if there's any game that Todd Gurley can go off and get going, it's this game. So not only do we have to worry about their dynamic passing offense, they got Todd Gurley too. So, and supposedly, we let 56-year-old Adrian Peterson go off on us in week 1. So, what are your thoughts on this game, Bruce?
When we discussed the score on Bear Down Breakdown on Sunday, I gave a score of, I got the Bears winning 31-20, but that was before I kind of checked out this Atlanta Falcons offense.
Yeah.
My God, man. Like they have close to 900 yards total in 2 games. 886 They scored. They got 32 points a game, which is fifth in the NFL. Now, granted, the Bears defense, one of the tops in the league. That's no doubt, and the numbers over the first two games have shown that. But let's be honest, man. We played the Detroit Lions, who was minus their star wide receiver, and we played the New York Giants, who lost their best offensive player to a torn ACL. So this is the first true test for this defense. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm more worried about the defense than I am the offense in this game.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think we can put up some points against Atlanta defense. Like the Atlanta defense, just looking at the film, their defense is bad. They're terrible. They don't have an impact player on that defense. Like you just mentioned their two.
Dante Fowler is the best player, and he might not play. So
Dante Fowler, yeah, and it's quite possibly that he won't be playing. But I'm more concerned about the defense. Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley is probably one of the best 1-2 in the league, hands down.
Definitely.
And you kind of seeing the torch being passed from Julio Jones to Calvin Ridley. Like, folks, that's how you'll see how good Calvin Ridley is when you watch them play this Sunday. His route running is phenomenal. And I said that when he was at, what college did he go to?
Alabama.
Roll Tide. That's right. He went to Alabama, baby, because all they do is produce NFL players. His route running is fantastic. And I just feel like we got the wrong Ridley, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, this is a huge test. This is going to be a huge test for our defense. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I had the Bears winning.
Yeah, and I had the Bears losing.
You did.
I said that this one. I feel like this is going to be our first loss. We're going on the road. Now we're missing our second string nose tackle. So yeah, this is going to be a tough game to steal a win from. If we do, we're gonna need Bobby Massey to catch another pass for first down to win this game.
Oh no. Can I ask you a question? Doesn't it feel like, and I could just be tweaking, but does Bears fans, it's almost like we want them to lose. I feel like we're 0-2 more than we're 2-0 because of how we won. I just feel like it's one of the.
No, you would think that we're 0-2 because I had a blooper that was someone decided to call me out.
Oh, they called you out.
But I said that last week's loss wasn't to blame on Trubisky.
Yeah.
And they said, it's because Trubisky always makes it feel like a loss. Like, no, the fans make it feel like a loss. Like, you look all over Twitter, you look all over the Facebook fan pages, listening to radio. You would think that we're 0-2. You would literally think that we're 0-2.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
So I almost felt like
I get it that they're two games that if our offense played better, we would have dominated those two games. I get it, but yeah, I mean it's tough to be 2-0 right now. I mean, you look at all the other teams, and I gave the stat out last week: 63% of teams that go 2-0 make the postseason. So we got favor on our side. No matter how we got to here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and I know a lot of football fans, like my brother is watching right now. Shout out to Ernie. But football fans.
Oh, what's up,
football fans that know football, the team doesn't look the same in week 10 than it does in week 2. So we just have to hope that our offense grows, that we find an identity, that Matt Nagy keeps running the football, doesn't get away from that David Montgomery stays healthy, because if he goes down, we're kind of struck.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been healthy so far. You look at, last week, look at San Francisco. Shout out to Sha, because she's a 49ers fan. But oh my God, there are injuries,
bro.
And the last time that we were really good, back in 2018, a big testament to that was our health. We stayed healthy throughout the whole year.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, I don't wish injuries on anyone, but Aaron Rodgers could go down. One of the other
Yeah.
top NFC teams in the league, their quarterback or big time impact player can go down, and that's just part of the game. So that the Bears, we could,
Yeah.
uh, capitalize on those kind of things. So we'll see, man. Like
Yeah.
it's still so early. It's still so early,
It
but we're
is.
not 0-2,
It is.
guys. Let's calm that down.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah. This is a game, just kind of getting back to the game a little bit. This is a game where Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn, they're going to have to get a lot of pressure on Matt Ryan. Throw off that timing with Julio and Calvin Ridley. Like, get as much pressure as possible on Matt Ryan. If he gets comfortable in that pocket, Matt Ryan is, I'm not saying he's a really good quarterback. He's had a great career. And if he gets on a roll, if he gets comfortable, he could dissect you. So it's just one of those things where you're going to have to put a lot of pressure on him.
Definitely. We're going to need our run defense to step up. That front seven. Now that we're missing our second string nose tackle, our front seven is going to need to be prepared for a whole lot of Todd Gurley, because yes, their passing game is amazing, but scouting also matters. And I know Atlanta can see that we're missing a nose tackle, so they might just shove it down our throats, even though they have a great passing game. So we'll see.
Let's hope not.
We'll see. Okay, so you're sticking with your score prediction then for this week.
But I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change the score.
Okay.
I still got the Bears winning, but I think they win 28-27. Mitch is gonna lead them
28-27
to a game-winning touchdown drive.
Wow.
And Mitch, I trust.
Game-winning touchdown drive.
Yeah. Game-winning touchdown
drive. Let's hope
drive.
that's not like just a fourth quarter thing, and that he shows up for all four quarters.
Right.
All right. So we're going to give our NFL picks this week. This is going to be a new segment that we're calling Pick Your Toppings. Since our name is Deep Dishin Sports, and it's an odd to, Deep Dishin or Deep Dish Pizza. So basically we're just going to I'm going to read all the matchups this week, and me and Bruce are going to pick who wins, who loses. And we'll keep a record for the end of the season, and we'll see who wins. I don't know if we want to prize this or not.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come up with a trophy or a dare or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You see my pick your toppings dance?
I didn't. Pick your toppings.
Say it again. Pick your toppings.
Bobblehead. You look like a bobblehead. Sorry. You look like a bobblehead. Okay. Let's start it off with the game tonight. So tonight we have Miami and Jacksonville. So they put the worst sleeper on Thursday.
Oh my God.
Who you got tonight?
Give me Jacksonville.
I think Minshew is he's underrated. I think he's underrated.
He's a good he's pretty good.
So now we got Houston, Pittsburgh. Who you got?
Houston, Pittsburgh. Give me Houston. Deshaun to get his first win. They've had a tough schedule.
And
Houston.
Pittsburgh is no
that
slouch
first
either.
Man,
they're playing really well.
Nah,
Ben
Pittsburgh.
Roethlisberger is balling out for them.
He's back. He's back. Yeah.
Oh, this one's tough. I'm sorry. Deshaun Watson, I'm sorry, bro. You have no offensive line. Like, he's been running for his life ever since he got to the league, I feel like.
Facts.
And that Pittsburgh defense loves to blitz. So I gotta go.
I gotta go with
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Pittsburgh.
All right.
All right. Cincinnati, Philly.
Philly.
Yeah.
Battle of the 0-2 teams.
Yeah, they're both 0-2. I'll go Philly as well.
Yeah.
San Fran, New York.
San Fran. Even though they
give me the Giants in the upset. I think the injuries took a toll on San Fran. I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is even going to play this
Bro.
week. I haven't seen that injury update yet, but I think the Giants get their first one. Oh, he's
I
out?
think he's out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's out. That kid Mullins they got though, he's a serviceable
We'll see.
backup.
I got the Giants.
Okay.
Las Vegas, New England. Who you got?
This is a good one, man. I'm going to take the Patriots, but this game is going to be real close.
are.
The Raiders are a really good team.
They are. They whooped New Orleans last week.
Yeah.
I think John Gruden gets his first loss this week. So give me New England.
Yeah.
You took the Raiders?
Okay.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
No, I took New England.
Tennessee,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Tennessee.
I think Kirk Cousins bounces back this week. I think this is his first game. His first good game.
So garbage, man.
Of the year. Yeah,
I can't stand Kirk Cousins.
I kind of feel bad for Minnesota fans. Kind of. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think they get their first win. Washington, Cleveland. Who you got?
The Washington football team. Give me, they're at Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. I'll take Cleveland in this one.
Give me Washington, just to go the opposite of you, because I don't give a damn about that one.
All right. I don't either.
Good. This is going to be a great game. L.A. Rams versus Buffalo.
Yeah, man. Buffalo. Josh Allen. Oh my God. Someday, Bears. Someday. With that said, yeah, give me Buffalo, man. They got a really good team.
It just seems like,
yeah.
What's his name? The QB for the Rams. Blanket.
Goff.
It just seems like he folds against really good defenses.
Yeah.
So, and Buffalo's got one of, if not the best defense in the league. So, give me Buffalo. Carolina and the Chargers.
Give me Chargers.
Interesting. Give me Carolina.
Yeah.
It's Teddy Bridgewater. He's going up against a rookie. They're 0-2 right now, so I think they're going to be hungry for that first win. So give me Carolina.
Yeah. No McCaffrey
that's
though.
True.
For the
I
Panthers.
forgot. And Chargers defense is no slouch either.
Nope. Yeah.
All right.
Nope. You
Upset.
got the Panthers. You took them. All right. Yeah.
Jets and Indy.
Jets. The Colts.
I feel bad for Sam Darnold. I wish
Jets
we had that kid.
trash.
I think he has a lot of potential.
Oh my God.
Dallas,
Yeah,
Seattle.
That's gonna be a good one. That's a really good game. I'm gonna go. It's at Seattle. Give me Seattle. You know what? Why am I saying it's gonna be a good game? The Cowboys so overrated. Give me Seattle.
You're giving them too much credit. They stole a game last week that they should have never won. They should be going to.
Exactly.
So give me Seattle in that one.
And Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL. We'll talk about that on another show. Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Denver. Did you see who Denver just signed?
Tampa.
Blake Bortles.
Tampa Bay. For that reason alone,
I'm going with
Tampa Bay.
Detroit, Arizona.
Arizona. Sorry, Lions. It's not happening this
Arizona's
week either.
rolling right now.
Yeah. Damn, they got a good offense. My God.
Should be a good game. Green Bay, New Orleans.
Yeah. I'm going with New Orleans. I'll never want Green Bay to win.
I'm hoping that they lose every game here on out. So definitely got to go New Orleans.
No doubt.
The game of the week, Monday Night Football. Kansas City versus Baltimore. Who you got?
Yeah. Give me the Ravens.
Okay.
Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Chiefs. Give me Kansas City. Did you keep track of that?
All right.
By chance? Okay. So we'll just play it back just to because I did not. I should have wrote it down or something.
I can't. I can't do two things at once. So I was too focused on. Let me see who got this. What's the line on this one?
But all right, that was our. Wait, what did we call that segment? Pick your toppings. Wow. Wow.
Pick your toppings.
Bobblehead. I'm gonna play the
Pick your
bobblehead
toppings. Yeah.
soundbite after that. I'm gonna edit that in there, just so you know. Um, all right. So we're gonna conclude the show with what we do every single week, every single show. We like to call this segment "What You Serving," and it's
What you
basically our
serving?
opportunity to give a shout out to whatever, whomever, wherever. We just give a shout out to whatever we want, or the opposite of a shout out. We can call someone out. Do that too. Whatever you want to do. So,
Yeah.
Bruce, what you serving this week, bro?
Um, just I don't look, man. I don't want to get political. I really don't, because the that's not
No, we
the
keep it
the
real
basis
though.
of this
We
show.
keep it real though.
I will say that, and you all know, everybody know what's happening right now. And I just will say that this is a time where you all need to protect your mental, and I'll keep harping on that
Very.
because I think it's really important. But I think there's also a time for us to, you know, come together, and we need more. We need more empathy, man. We need more compassion for one another. We need more love and respect for one another. And it's not about being pro this or pro that, but it's about just all kind of moving in the same direction. And I feel like we've lost that. Like, it's so many sides.
So many
You know what I'm
agendas.
saying? Like, this side, that side. So many agendas and so many opportunists out there that it's just sickening that they capitalize off people's death and injustice and racism, and people capitalize off that, and everybody wants to be right. And so I'm not trying to get on here or preach or anything, but I just feel like now is the time more than ever for us as a country. I don't care what color skin you are. I don't care what your background is. It's time for us to really come together, man, and just move in the right direction. And let's just get this thing on track, man, because it's been rough. It's been rough for all of us. I feel like it's so many of us in the same boat, and
Yep.
yet we in this boat fighting. You know what I'm saying? We in this boat want to slap each other, but everybody's struggling with the same stuff. So let's just get this. Let's just come together and get
Like
this
that.
thing moving forward. So
Like that. You gonna lay it up for me?
I didn't mean to get
Oh,
deep. I
no,
didn't want to get
bro.
deep, but
Listen, we keep it
it's on
real
my heart,
on here,
man.
bro.
It was on my heart.
And every
Yeah,
people that have
no
listened
doubt.
to this show know that. Like we keep
They
it real.
know.
Um,
Yeah.
you gonna lay it up?
What you serving?
Let's see how that was.
Dwight Howard.
That's how you do
Hell,
it, Bruce.
Cocked it back. Right. You do.
I'm serving two things. Two things. First thing, I'm going to piggyback off of you because, I don't need to get specific in terms of what's going on in the world, but it's an opportunity for us to vote because obviously the election's coming up.
Yep.
And I don't know if you're doing the polling via mail or you're going to vote in person. Whatever you're doing, just go vote, man. Just go vote. If you are voting by mail, make sure you do what you need to do in order to get that ballot in there. I know a lot. The USPS is going through their own thing, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that. So make sure you're prepared for
Right.
that. If you are going in person, make sure you're preparing yourself for that. We still got COVID going on right now, so make sure you're careful. Just
Right.
go vote and do your due diligence as a citizen and go vote because my mom has
doubt.
always said
No doubt.
that if you don't vote, you can't complain. Like you ain't got you can't say
Exactly.
shiz if you don't vote. So
Right.
just everyone go out there and vote. And second one is a shout out to my little bro, Josh Schuster. It's his birthday today. He's a huge supporter of this podcast. I've kind of taken him under my wing as my little brother. He's a friend of my little brother-in-law's, but he's always around the house, and
Okay.
he's a cool dude. So it's his birthday today. So shout out
What up?
Schuster, happy birthday. See you this weekend.
Happy birthday, brother.
And yeah, that ends the show. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
everyone who tuned in via YouTube or whatever. We appreciate you. We see the chat right now. All of my family and a lot of the day one supporters, Alex.
Hey, family. Hi.
Yeah, I say my family,
Hi,
but they're pretty
family.
much Bruce. You're like 25% Puerto Rican at this point. So
Oh. But then,
I mean that
no,
was
I'm
that
not
was
gonna do
okay.
that. Not gonna do that at all.
I'm not gonna
But
edit
you
that.
see me.
I'm
You
not
see
gonna
my
edit that
shoulder
out, so
shake.
you know. But yeah, shout out to everyone who tuned in. If you are watching via YouTube right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not
Yeah.
subscribed by now. And also, if you're my family, go to the link in the description and get some merch. Get some merch. Come on, fam. Don't be cheap. Go get you a t-shirt, get you a hoodie, get
No
you
doubt.
a mug, a sticker, whatever. It supports us, obviously, to keep doing what we're doing, and it helps us grow. So, and you get some cool stuff because that t-shirt that Bruce got on looked dope. Super dope.
And it fits me. It fits me so right. It shows my muscles. Like you see
Yeah.
my traps. You see my
Trapezoids.
traps
Yep.
working right now in this
That's
shirt.
all. I
Yeah.
mean, that's all you can
Yeah.
ask for. And if you don't have muscles, I mean, get an extra big shirt. Um, just kidding. That was bogus. That was bogus. I was kidding. JK. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and supporting. We love you. And as always, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.